All right, good evening, everyone. So today it is just me, and that is absolutely fine. It seemed like everyone was having a few little technical difficulties trying to get on board and to get and join the session today. So is it sometimes. That is how things go. A reminder that our theme is getting to our yoga mat, even if we don't feel like it. I thought that would be very prevalent, and it's quite funny that that is the session that's happening today when everyone is trying to sign on seem to disappear and get kicked off. Anyway, so it might be one of those classes where people rock in and rock out, and we'll just take it as it goes. So that is all cool, all exciting, and we will just be going with the flow today. With kind of like getting back onto the yoga mat, what we're going to be looking at is kind of how we can use our practice to inspire, motivate, and find time on the mat. No matter how, kind of like, we're going to see how simple can we make it so that it's not complicated, it's not difficult. Maybe we'll look at little different sequences, like maybe just a couple of postures lying on our backs, a couple of postures on our knees. Maybe if we can't like literally get to our mat and we're standing making a cup of tea or something, a couple of movements, breathing practices, postures we can do while we're standing waiting for the kettle to boil. So our yoga practice doesn't have to be a whole hour-long practice on the mat or an hour and a quarter long. It can be broken up into small parts throughout the day with little things that we do. So that's kind of like what we're going to encompass in the session today. And we're literally just going with the flow so that whoever rocks up when they rock up will be able to join in with ease. So a couple of updates and announcements. We've still got I think there is literally like one bed left on our yoga retreat if anyone's still keen to join in March. Then I have got my in-person Cape Town dates sorted. I've got those organized today. I'll send out an email tomorrow with all of those. Plus, we have got a hike that we'll do up Constantinek on the 12th of March. So if anyone enjoys being outdoors, we are going to go hiking up Constantinek, which is one of my most favorite hikes. I love it. Again, all that info will be coming up. And then 10 travel tips. I'm doing my free talk in March on 10 travel tips, my 10 travel tips that I have for you. So hopefully you'll be able to register and sign up for that. That workshop's already out for registration. It is completely free. All right, so those are all the updates for today and announcements. We are going to get straight to our practice. Let's start off finding in a nice, comfortable spot. However, wherever that may be for you today. I'm going to be in the center of my mat. And sit in whichever way works for you. I think let me maybe just spotlight me so that it is easier for everyone to see when they're watching. All right, so sitting in whichever way works for you. I find when it's cooler, colder weather, I like to be more contained, and then with my legs, when it is hot like this, I like to be spread out. It just to kind of like allows more space for air to kind of circulate and touch the skin. So if you're feeling a little hot and bothered, you may also feel that you just want to spread out a little, maybe even have your legs straight out. And you can have your hands resting on your thighs, palms of the hands up in kind of like a receiving gesture, which is often seen as kind of like the traditional way of sitting in yoga. Or if you feel a little overwhelmed and it just feels natural to put the hands down, you can turn your hands down as well. And it's a lovely feeling or sensation that is kind of grounding, stabilizing, and very, very nurturing. So depending on the type of day you've had and where you are right now, you may want to have the palms of your hands up. You may want to have the palms of your hands down. You may even, again, want to draw the energy all in and contain with one hand resting on top of the other. You find your starting position. If you're not sure what works for you, you can play with a couple of different options until you settle on one. And then you can close your eyes. And when you're ready, allow the physical body to find comfort. Feel that on the inhalation, you're able to lengthen. And lengthen whatever feels needs lengthening. It may be physically with the body, maybe the spine, maybe the sternum, maybe the groins, maybe the thighs, maybe the breath, maybe the pauses between the inhalations and the exhalations. Explore what needs lengthening. You might move from one body part to another, to a breath, to a thought, to a space between a thought. And then just taking a moment to contemplate what it is that brought you to the mat right now, at this point in time. Was it a feeling of wanting to be inquisitive? Was it a feeling of wanting stillness and peace, wanting a feeling of strength and stability, of grounding, of peace and quiet from the rest of the family, an excuse? Whatever the reason, without judgment, being completely truthful as to what brings you to your mat right now. Maybe there's even a feeling of guilt in the sense that you haven't been on your mat in a while and you just really felt that you needed to get on your mat for some reason. There definitely was a little bit of feeling of that with me today, in the sense that I didn't get to my mat this morning. And it's a funny sensation, that guilt. So unnecessary. But whatever reason brings you here right now, notice. And then just let it go. And take 3 smooth, stable breaths. Full with awareness. You can even exhale out through the mouth if you feel that that helps. Maybe set an intention for the week that this week you're going to arrive at your yoga mat with a feeling of possibility. And I love that word possibility because it allows for so much space for anything to be. It might be the possibility to arrive at your yoga mat with enthusiasm, conviction, determination, maybe lightheartedness, maybe with ease. Just allow that to settle in. This week you're going to arrive at your yoga mat with a sensation of possibility. And then from there, you're going to release into the neck. As you exhale, you draw the chin into the throat, tilting the head down. And inhaling, bringing your head back to neutral. And we continue moving dynamically as you exhale. Draw the chin into the throat, tilting the head down. And inhaling back to neutral. So a couple of times, noticing any sensation in the back of the neck, the throat. Moving into the tortoise. As you inhale, we're going to draw the chin forward. And as you exhale, you pull your chin back. As if you're a tortoise going back into your shell, and bring the chin forward. And then drawing the chin back. Once more, bringing the chin forward as if you're a tortoise coming out of your shell. And then bringing it back. And very, very easily, just allow your head to tilt over to the left for a moment. And allow the right side of your neck to open up, to lengthen, maybe even release the right fingertips to the mat beside you. If it's too strong, then rest the hand back on your lap. The inhalation brings the head back to the center. The exhalation takes the head over to the other side. And release the left fingertips to the mat if you want. Again, if it's too strong, the hand comes to your lap. Releasing the hand, inhaling head to the center. Interlock the fingers, slip your hands behind your head. You can have your thumbs on either side of your neck. Inhale as you lift the sternum, opening up. Exhale, rounding your spine, draw the chin into the throat, and really allowing your hands to feel heavy on your head, drawing you down. Inhale, uncurl the spine first, lift the sternum, and then spread the elbows wide as you gaze up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, chin in, spine rounds, elbows release down. Exhaling completely and fully. Inhale as you lift, you rise and you open. And you exhale and you release. And this little set you can easily do while you're standing as well, waiting in the mornings for the kettle to boil, waiting for a kid to finish what it needs to be doing. Anything pretty much that you're pausing and waiting for. Inhale, reach the arms up. Keep the fingers interlocked. And then as you exhale, you're leaning over to the right side. Still reaching through the arms. Inhale back to the center. Exhaling over to the left side. Fantastic. Inhaling back to the center. And exhaling over. Allowing the sides of the body to stretch and open up. Once more to each side, inhaling, lift, exhaling over, inhaling up, exhaling over. Once more, inhaling back up to the center. Now as you exhale, you're going to rotate and twist to the right. You're going to release the arms out to shoulder level. Then you're going to float them down to the mat. You're going to look over your right shoulder for a moment. Stay here as you continue to breathe easily and comfortably. Noticing the comfortable rotation within you. Inhaling as you float the arms back up. Interlock the fingers, turn the palms of the hands up, bring your whole torso back to the center. Lengthen a little bit more, rotate to the left this time. Reach the arms out to the sides and then float them down to the mat and look over that left shoulder if it feels comfortable for the neck. Easy, smooth breaths here. And then inhaling, those arms lift up again, interlock the fingers, rotate back to the center, and arms out to the sides and down. Lovely. Taking it into shoulder circles. Inhale, taking the shoulders up and back, exhaling down and around. Here we go. Once more in this direction. I love shoulder circle, changing direction the other way. I think it's because I spend a lot of time in front of a laptop, so it is such a lovely, lovely movement to release. Great. Okay, a little bit for those arms. The arms are going to come up to the side. We're going to draw the thumbs in, forefingers over. What we're going to be working with now is we're going to rotate the right arm forwards and the left arm back. Back to the center, and then other way. Left palm kind of back, right palm forwards and up, and back to the center. Now allow this movement, if you can, to be initiated by your shoulder blade. So it's not actually the wrists doing the movement, but it's the shoulder blades doing the movement. What's happening is as one kind of hand rotates up or shoulder moves forward, the other one moves back. And just going to do that a few more times. Again, it's a lovely way to work into those tight shoulders without causing discomfort or strain. Last one. Hopefully those arms are feeling happy. And back to the center. Maybe give them a little bit of a shake. Let's move down into the legs and the hips. You can bring the soles of the feet together, flapping those knees up and down. There we go. Getting comfortable here. From here, we're going to take it into quite a wide diamond position. Excuse me, my nose is itchy. With the feet out in front, we're going to hold onto the shins. From here, it's like a cat stretch. We're going to lift the sternum, we're opening up. And then as we exhale, we're going to round the spine, we're going to draw the chin in, and we're going to hold onto the shins and allow ourselves to pull back as we push the feet together and the feet forward. So there's an activation of the lower body forwards as we hold onto the shins and feel the spreading through the shoulder blades. All right, rock forwards into the sitting bones. Open up the chest. You can gaze up to the ceiling again if you want, or just straight ahead if that's more comfortable for your neck. Press into the feet. Exhale as you round and you lean back. So it's a nice active movement. Inhale, you're lifting. Exhale, you're rounding. Twice more. Inhale as you lift. And exhale as you round. So even these little movements, just doing a couple of them to kind of get the body moving and grooving in the mornings, or even after work. We don't, again, have to do full hours worth of yoga or postures or movement. Even just a little bit, a few times throughout the day is so, so beneficial. And release back up to neutral. Hands come down by your sides, and then you're going to allow the legs to flap up and down in the sense that you're not flapping, it's more engaging the inner thighs and then releasing. It's done with a little bit more awareness and activation through the inner aspects of the legs. Okay. And then from here, moving into the hips. So we're going to start off by taking that left leg. You're going to swoop it behind you and allow it to rest in. And then you're going to bring the right foot in so that it's kind of touching the thigh here. So hopefully you are comfortable on the mat. If not, you may need to sit on a blanket to raise the hips evenly so that you're not kind of leaning on one and not the other. All right, so from here, we're going to be lifting the back hip, left hip. Sorry, I know I'm not well color coordinated with mat and clothes today. Inhaling, we're going to lift the back hip, and then as we exhale, we're going to bring that buttock back down. Inhale as we lift the buttock, the hip, and then we're going to draw back down. Now see if that feels comfortable. If it doesn't work for you, you can always leave this movement out and continue working with a cobbler instead. And you can just hold the cobbler dynamically. If this feels comfortable, you can do a few more. It is actually a really nice one that gets into that hip joint as well as working into opening up the waist a little. Last one. We're not going to take it any further today. That's all it is. When you're ready, you can release your left leg out in front. Both legs, right leg comes up to the side, left foot comes in, and then see if you can settle your buttocks comfortably. And for some reason, my right buttock does not get down today, so we'll even things out by sitting on a towel, pillow, or a blanket. All right, interesting. And then we work that right hip forwards, or the one that you didn't work. Again, coming forwards and then drawing it back and down. And that's the thing, kind of like coming to our mat with that inquiry, that, you know, opportunity, possibility as to what can I explore, find out, unearth today in my body that I wasn't aware of. And I think that's why I really love yoga, in the sense that no 2 days are the same. Our body always has new little areas or new little things that is prepared and ready to show us and share with us. And then we take the time to listen, we can actually learn quite a lot. Right, so we might have done the side a few more times than the other side. And that's probably just because it feels so good for me, but we'll give that a little bit of a break. Stretching those legs out again. Bending the knees, and from here you go, just allow your abdomen to rest on your thighs, allow the chest to rest on the thighs or your knees, and you can hold on to the sides of your feet. You can allow your head to come down. It's a very gentle version of Paschimottanasana, so we're not straining into a strong posture. If you feel you want to stretch your legs out, you can do that. So wherever you are, just breathing into it. Like you did when we were starting, feel that as you inhale, you can lengthen whatever part of your body feels like it needs lengthening. Or at least you can invite a part of your body to lengthen. And then as you exhale, just allow whatever part needs to relax to relax. And kind of the beauty with this way is that it's not being dictated as to what you should be feeling and where you should be stretching and what you should be lengthening. You're just asking your body, hey, today, where do you feel you need space and length? And you may find it's like literally just the neck. Maybe the neck is saying, hey, I want a bit more openness. Maybe it's the full length of the spine. Maybe it's an area between the shoulder blades. So you're exploring, you're asking, you're testing, you're noticing. Maybe it's your big toes. Maybe your big toes are saying, hey, I've been squeezed in shoes all day. I really just need to lengthen through. And it feels if you can breathe into those toes and give them length and space. And then when you're ready, slowly walk out of it or uncurl. You can lean back to drain the sinuses. And release. Super. Right, so those were like a couple of seated postures, being on kind of like sitting on the buttocks, options that you can do. What we'll do now is we'll take it into all fours. And you can always have a soft pillow or something underneath your knees if you feel that that's what you would like. And we'll be moving in or through a little bit of a sequence here. Let me choose one mat to do this, otherwise it will get confusing. Right, so the knees are underneath the hips. As you look through your knees, you shouldn't be able to see your feet. That way you know your legs are straight back. Your hands are underneath your shoulders or a little further forwards than the shoulders if your wrists take strain. Fingers are nice and widely spread. You're beautifully grounded and balanced here. The inhalation, you're opening up. And the exhalation, you're rounding, tucking under your chin, tucking under your tail. And we continue to breathe. So as you inhale, you're opening up. And as you exhale, you are rounding. Allowing the cat stretch to come easily and smoothly to you today. And then we'll move into a cat and a child's pose. So as you exhale, take yourself back into a child's pose. As far back as you feel comfortable with, where the buttocks moves in the direction of your heels, the forehead can move in the direction of the mat, and your arms are going to be straight out. On an inhalation, you're coming forwards again, opening the chest. Exhale, rounding, taking the buttocks to the heels. As you inhale, draw the nose along the mat, have the elbows bent. As the nose reaches the hands, the level of the hands, push into the hands, straightening the arms. Exhale, round your spine, taking the buttocks to the heels. We got 3 more rounds like that, inhaling as you bring yourself forwards and you push yourself up. Exhale as you round and move back again. Inhaling, elbows to the mat, scooting or sliding the nose along the mat, pushing into the hands as you lift. Exhale as you round. And go. Last time, inhaling as you come forwards. Exhaling as you release back. From here, we're going to be adding in Adho Mukha Svanasana, the downward facing dog. So as you inhale and you come forwards, you're going to tuck under your toes. As you exhale and you push up, you're going to press back into a downward facing dog. The knees can stay bent as long as you lengthen through the spine. Inhaling, you're going to be coming back onto your knees, release your toes. Exhale, take your buttocks to your heels. So we've got 2 more like that to do. Inhale as you draw the nose along the mat, pressing into your hands, coming up, tucking under your toes. Exhaling, pushing up and back into a downward dog. Inhaling as you come down onto your knees. Exhale as you round your spine back. One last set like this. Inhaling forward. Just allowing the body to flow to the rhythm of your breath. You might be going a little faster or a little slower than this, which means you may do an extra round or one less. Really doesn't matter. You're going to be adding in a plank into the next round. So as you inhale, you're coming up, same as before, tucking under the toes. Exhaling, down facing dog. This time, as you inhale, bring yourself forwards into your plank. Exhale, knees to the mat, release the toes, buttocks to your heels. Super. 2 more, just like that. So as we're building up into this little sequence, going further and further. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale as we come into a plank. And that's the beauty with doing a little sequence like this, knees to the mat in the mornings, buttocks to the heels, is that you can choose how far you want to go. Some days it may just be doing the cat stretches. Some day it may include cat and a child's pose. Some days it may include the downward dog. Some days it may include the plank. Exhaling, knees to the mat, buttocks to the heels, rounding. And this time we're going to include a little caterpillar and a cobra. Let's see how that goes. Exhaling, downward facing dog. This is where it changes somewhat. As you inhale, you're coming into a plank. As you exhale, knees to the mat. Tilt the buttocks up this time and bring your chest in between your hands into a little caterpillar. Inhale as you slide into Bhujangasana Cobra. We're not using our hands. And as you exhale, you're going to lift up and you're going to press back into a child's pose. Inhale into a cat, sucking under the toes. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale into a plank. Exhale into a little caterpillar. Inhale into a cobra. Exhaling, pushing back into a child's pose. Once more like that, and then we're going to change it again. Inhaling, cat. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhaling, plank. Exhaling, little caterpillar. Inhale into your cobra. Exhaling, child's pose. If you feel you need to rest, you can rest. Otherwise, if you're ready to go on, you're going to do one last set. Inhaling, cat. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhale into your plank. Exhale into a little caterpillar. Inhale into a cobra. From here, exhale into a downward facing dog. Inhale back into your plank. Exhale, knees to the mat, buttocks to your heels. There we go. All right, inhale into a cat stretch. Exhale into a downward dog. Inhale into your plank. Exhale into a caterpillar. Inhale into a cobra. Exhale into a downward dog. Inhale onto your knees. Exhale, child pose. One very last round. Inhale, cat. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, plank. Exhale, caterpillar. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, child's pose. Let's take a little break. Let's take a little rest. In any position that you feel comfortable with. Child pose, frog. Sometimes it's more comfortable to be up. Choose what works for you. If you need to release your wrists, little release your wrists. And what you would have noticed with that sequence is that it's created a little bit of heat, a little bit of warmth, or maybe quite a lot. And especially on mornings that are colder and mornings where there's stagnation and heaviness, doing a little sequence like that, where you start off easy and you just build on and you build on and you build on, and you'll notice that with time, kind of like the fire and the spark and the heat starts to create, and you can then take it as far and far and as deep as you feel ready to. All right, good job. When you're ready, slowly uncurl, bring the neck and head up. Last, if you need to lean back to drain the sinuses, go ahead and do so. And then when you're ready, coming all the way up, standing. Let's lift up the screen somewhat, see how that works. Great. Perfect. Right, so a lovely place to start with standing is releasing the energy, the body again. So soften into the knees and just allow your body to swing. So especially if you're kind of waiting for emails to download or something to upload, get up off your chair, kind of move away from the desk and just start to swing the body a little from side to side. So we'll do kind of like a little standing sequence that you can do. I'll call it like while we're waiting for stuff to upload or download. And release. Inhale, feel that you can draw the arms up to the sides, stretch tall, and again, lean over to one side. Inhale back to the center, exhaling other side. Inhale, center. Exhale, over. Once more. Inhale back to the center and exhale, release. Circle those shoulders. This again is fantastic to do if you've been at a desk. Circle in the other way. And then back to the center. I'm trying to see what's going to work. Let's see if this works. If I turn my screen to face the windowsill, that might give you a good idea. You need to place your hand. This could be a desk. This could be a windowsill. This could be whatever. Hands come onto there, and then your body is going to step back into a nice tabletop position. And you can cycle those legs here. And you might hear a nice little crunching, creaking, working through the spine. Watch that you don't drop your head, and watch that you don't have your head raised. So have your ears alongside your ears here, your arms, and feel that the crown of your head is moving towards your fingertips. Soften into the knees, little ground down through the feet, lengthen through the spine. And enjoy breathing and stretching and lengthening and opening. 3 nice, long, slow breaths here. And even if you just spend literally 2 minutes, 3 minutes doing practices like this during your day while you're at the desk, you're creating space for movement and flow and the energy to circulate. So you really kind of release that stagnation and that brain fog that can set in. And you'll find that you'll be more productive. You'll be a lot more focused. So test it out this week. See how it goes. Just a minute or two's break. Walk the feet towards the wall again or your desk. And then with your hands on it, you need to look up towards the ceiling. Just looking up. So there's an openness through the chest. Right. All right, let's move back to our mat. And then last standing posture, and then we'll come back down. Might be challenging to do this one in an office, but you can definitely do this one if you're working from home and no one else is around. Sounding breaths are something that I am loving more and more. So as you inhale, you're going to lift up onto your toes, inhaling as you come up. Exhaling. Bringing your heels all the way down as you complete your out-breath. Inhaling as you lift. Last one. Whoopsie. And just notice how you feel. So doing that, it doesn't help looking at yourself on the screen. It's easier to balance when you're focusing on a spot that doesn't move. Just for future reference. Great. Okay. And then from here, after all that kind of releasing in the chest. We need to do a little pranayama practice, and then from there we'll take it into a relaxation. So for your pranayama practice, we'll take it into Nadi Shodhana, the alternate nostril breath. This again is a breathing practice I love, especially in the mornings. Great to do just a couple of rounds even before going into a short meditation. Right hand, index finger, middle finger into the palm of your hand, using your thumb and your ring finger to close or block off the nostrils. You all know the practice, so we're just going to be doing it together slowly, 5 rounds. We're going to exhale fully and completely. We're going to block the right nostril with the thumb, inhale through the left. Blocking the left, exhale out through the right as you lift your thumb. Inhale through the right. Block the right, lift the left, exhale out through the left. That's 1 round. In through the left. Block the left, out through the right. In through the right. And out through the left. That's 2 rounds. 3 more to go now in your own time. Keeping the chin parallel to the ground. And the shoulders relaxed. Remember that when you do your Nadi Shodhana, you're not using your J breath, using just their natural breath. You're already manipulating the breath in the area of the nostrils, so there's no need to manipulate the breath in the throat. One last round. And once you've completed, you can release your right hand and observe your breath for a moment. What you may have observed or noticed is that even by just doing a few rounds of a focused breathing practice, everything has become quieter, more contained, more settled. So we don't need to do long 10-minute practices. Those are lovely when we've got the time and the space to do them. Sometimes even just a couple of rounds can just help to shift the energy somewhat. When you're ready, rub the palms of your hands together. Cup your hands over your eyes, take a deep breath in. And slowly out. You can blink your eyes a few times, getting used to the light. And then from here, we're going to get comfortable for relaxation. So you can put on jerseys, you can get a bolster, you can turn down your lights somewhat, you can get an eye bag, whatever it is that you need for yourself to ensure that you can relax nicely. You can do that now. And then when you come down to the mat, lie on your back. I'm going to be seated so that you can hear me better. But come and lie on your back, allow your head to loll a little from side to side, and then let your head settle again. Make tight fists of your hands, reach your hands down to your feet, take a deep breath in, and let it go. Flex through the feet, tighten the thighs, tighten the buttocks, squeeze as much as you feel necessary. And as you exhale, letting go. Inhale deeply, allow your belly to rise. And sigh the air out, let the belly go. And again, nice deep breath in. And out. Last time, breathing in deeply, breathing in fully, allow your whole body to expand. And then allow your whole body to soften. Observe the physical sensation of your being. Noticing those parts of your body that are in contact with the ground. Inviting your physical body to relax a little bit more. Just as much as it is ready to relax right now. Each breath opening that invitation for softness, for release. Maybe noticing an area or two of the body where there is an excess of holding or tightness. It might be in a lower section of the body. It might be in a midsection of the body. It might be in an upper section of the body. And as you pinpoint one or two areas, maybe personally invite those areas to relax on your next exhalation. Maybe just inquiring as to why that area or those areas of feeling they need to hold tight today. Just observing the response that you get. And is there a way in which you can reassure that area that it's safe and that it is able to relax, that you've got its back? And notice if it's willing to relax a little bit more, or if it just feels it needs to hold on today. And honoring it, allowing it to be as it is. We're not forcing it. We're not forcing it physically. We're not forcing it mentally or with our thoughts. Allowing what is to just be. And what I've often found is when I allow that area of tightness to hold on and to stay tight, but just to know that it is loved and cared for, that it's like the surrounding areas begin to soften and to release. And then with time, and sometimes it's quite fast and sometimes it takes a while, the area begins to surrender in its own time. And maybe just noticing if the same is true for you today or possibly not. And allowing the breath to travel in and out with ease. And notice where the breath, the attention of the breath wants to travel to. What area of the body is it drawn to in your inhalation? observing each breath, each round. Fantastic. That softness with that lightness, with that sense of acknowledgement. Slowly you feel that you're able to draw your awareness back to the physical body, physical sensations of your being. Noticing the space and time that you're in right now. When you're ready, you're going to breathe a little more deeply, noticing the rise and the fall of your chest. You can then allow the thumbs to move along your fingertips, waking up your fingers, and you can wiggle your toes, waking up your toes. When you're ready, you can stretch your arms up behind you, yawning if you want to, stretching diagonally through the body. Right arm and left leg, left arm and right leg. Arms one way, legs the other. Take a deep breath in. And then letting go. And then when you're ready, you can hug your knees to your chest, give them a good squeeze. If you need to rock a little from side to side, go ahead and do so. When you're ready, you can roll all the way onto your right side. Placing the left hand in front of your chest, push all the way up. And coming into a seated position once more. And bringing the hands into Anjali Mudra at Namaste at the heart center. And take a moment to bow your head to acknowledge the amazing, fantastic human being that you are, that you managed to make it to your mat that is filled with possibility. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and you can lift your gaze. Namaste. And the light in me honors the light in you. And when you and me are in that space, we're in yoga, in union. Namaste, and have a beautiful, beautiful